to the 90s. Welcome to the 90s.
What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shrimer for today's Battle Report. Got another Battle Report for today. It's the Wicked 2023 round number 2, guys. What is going on? It's your boy James here, back to you with another Battle Report. Guys, I got this game. So, just for the record, I kind of rushed through that first game because the first game, I had 3 games I was trying to get off on one episode. So, Battle Report. So, this time, what ended up happening was, so I ended up wanting to go to Wicked, uh, and my brother at the time wasn't playing. We made a list for my brother, which is a very aggressive ogre list with a lot of Tuskers, and I mean a lot of Tuskers. And he loves it, so he was like, "Oh man, I want to go to a tournament." I'm like, "Dude, we're going to Wicked." And he's like, "Fuck it, let's go." I already set up plans with Joel Flint. Joel Flint was going to drive us out there, so it's going to be me, Amanda, Joel Flint. My brother decided to come along for the ride last minute. Coincidentally, they were filled up at the tournament. Tournament had a max of, I think, 32 people that could be there. It was at 32. The day that my brother decided he wanted to join, coincidentally, Jeremy Gottschalk dropped out. So Jesse jumped on that open slot easily, and they actually gave him a free tournament position. I guess you could say that was Jeremy Gottschalk giving back to the fact that he made us go to Mancy's that day. All right, just saying, just saying. He knew how much it cost us at Mancy, so he gave Jesse a free shot at Wicked. But besides that, what ended up happening is we drove out there. We drove out there really late the night before, so we ended up like coming in really early in the morning. I think like 1 or 2 in the morning. And then we got the first game in. I beat Sean Mooney. I want to say it was 17-3. It could have easily been a 20-0 if I had more time. We ran out of time in the tournament. That's kind of a running theme at this tournament, is we're running out of hours in the clock. So anyways, so my second opponent is O'Brien Jennings. O'Brien Jennings is playing Vampire Coven. And by the way, let's just do this really quick. I'm just kind of curious about this myself. Wicked GT, my brother fought in the first round. Let's see pairings. I know he fought round 1. He fought, was his name Pike? It was a high elf player. John Pike, or Tanker Johnny as he's known. My brother ended up getting a 15-5, and then also Joel Flint, who I came with. He fought a guy whose name was "Who Are You, the Fucking Government?" And that person he got a 20-0 against. So my car ride got a good round 1. Amanda didn't make it out because she decided to stay inside inside the hotel room playing The Sims on her laptop. Anyways, so going into round 2, I'm playing O'Brien Jennings, and my brother's comes up to me and he is playing. I should have had this all ready up beforehand, but you know what? I just kind of go with these things. He's actually playing CJ, so this one isn't the video I thought I was talking about. Anyways, or the game that I was talking about. But he ends up playing CJ. He fought CJ before. CJ is a Chicago guy, very South Chicago. I keep on messing that up in other battle reports. But anyways, so I don't really want to play O'Brien Jennings for one reason. I don't like playing vampires. Vampire Coven scare the shit out of me. I think I've gotten beaten by them too many times to the point where I'm just kind of like, I don't even know what they do anymore because I'm like, it's vampires. But I had to fight them, and I was just like, fuck it, it's O'Brien. I've never fought O'Brien before. I don't think I've ever fought O'Brien before, and this is how I said it to him. I don't think we ever played. He never really even confirmed either. He's like, I don't know, did we? I don't remember. But the thing is, I played so many goddamn games that are recorded and not recorded that I don't remember who's who, man. I used to have a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet had how many people I played, at least on the battle reports. But I don't even know where that spreadsheet is right now. It's hidden in my Google Drive somewhere. Who knows? But O'Brien Jennings probably would only, if I ever played him, I probably only played him ever once. Maybe. I don't think I ever have, though. Definitely had never played him with his Vampire Coven. His Vampire Coven is a new army to him. Let's go over what he has on the table. All right. So he has a vampire count general that's on a zombie dragon. This is his list, by the way. He has another vampire count on a steed. Now, this guy is interesting because he has a Dusk Forge, Basalt Infusion, and Reaper's Harvest. Now, for the record, if you're going to give me a 110-point weapon, Reaper's Harvest is a very fucking nice weapon. It's a very, very beautiful weapon. Just saying. Necromancer. Obviously, just to raise up some more bodies and have some evocation. He has 40 skeletons, 21 skeletons, 4 bat swarms, 8 dogs, 20 zombies, and then here's where the power in his punch comes in: 9 wraiths, 4 phantom hosts, a shrieking whore, and 5 vampire knights, kniggets. All right, all right. For me, you know my list. All right, let's go over my magic. I ended up getting a Hand of Heaven on Koopa. Got a Pyroflow Inferno, which is Enveloping Embers, Cloak of Cinders, and Flaming Swords. All right, for my opponent, he has Dance Macabre, he has Evocation of Souls Arise, Breath of Corruption, Ancestral Aid, Whispers of the Veil, and Spectral Blade. All right, we're playing Dawn Assault and we're playing Spoils of War. You can see the 3 tokens are out on the table. I go ahead and I put my big boar boy unit on the left flank. I kind of like having this unit that it's so mobile and I can just put him behind buildings. I'm fine with this unit. I ended up putting my general with the Iron Orc Chariot in one unit. It's not an Iron Orc Chariot, excuse me. It's just a regular Orc Chariot. It's not Iron Orc yet. But I ended up putting them together because my plan here is if he does a what's the spell I'm looking for? He has that one. He has a couple spells I think that do damage. That basically he would hit and spread it across the units. Excuse me. Spread it across the units. Did he take anything? I don't even think he did. I think I was just making shit up in my head. Oh, because he had occultism. I'm sorry. He had occultism. So I'm immediately thinking he had an occultism mastered. I wasn't really looking at his actual magic spells that he showed me. So I put my general like that, deployed that way. I think it might have been during the time when he was picking his spells. I thought that, but doesn't even matter. I put Ruckus on the flank over on that side with the K-Pack. My plan was just to kind of run for Ruckus out. Koopa's in the center, and I don't really know why I put Koopa here. Usually, I mean, it's a little weird. I think Koopa was supposed to back up the Boar Boys regardless. And I wanted my Forest Goblin centered just to start burning stuff, especially with enveloping embers. Koopa's usually there to protect the goblins. Savages in the center to grab that token. Trolls to protect the flank, and the K-Pack and Ruck is going to protect that right flank. My other goblins, the Green Guard, are just going to sit back and shoot shit if I can. The problem is that he has a lot of terrain on his side. He has a forest in the middle. He has a field on the left. He's going to be protected from bow shots, so they're not going to do too much. He goes ahead and deploys like this. He puts the Vampire Knights on the left with that vampire count with the Reaper's Harvest right there. He has his 8 dogs. He has all his chaff kind of behind the hill, so I don't shoot him. He has the wraiths in the center. He has a zombie bunker in the back. Is that zombies? Yeah, they are 20 zombies with the necromancer in the back. But basically, he's not going to bring that unit out. He has his big old zombie dragon in the middle. He has his shrieking horror on the right, and he has his big brick of skeletons on the behind the hill. You can see this is the right side of the table. My right side, I should say, his left side, and there we go. That's how he deploys. Now I go ahead and I drop my grotlings right there by Koopa. And my goal was to block his vampire Kniggets. If I could if I could block his vampire Kniggets, they're not as scary to me. Because I could hold him off. What I didn't know is he has his spectral steed that lets him fly around. I want to say this is the one that flies around. If not, he said he was going to change it to the one that flies around. I don't remember, but basically, I wasn't even thinking about him just jumping out of the unit. I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just thinking about stopping the Vampire Knights in general. In his defense, he was planning on using his vampire or his dire wolves to protect him from me charging him, and that's what he's planning there. Let's go into turn 1, Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins, turn 1. I don't do too much moving. Obviously, Koopa, here we go. Not Koopa. Yeah, Koopa moves up slightly. The Boar Boys move up where I don't have to worry about getting charged this turn. It allows them to get closer to the objective. You can't see it in this picture, but Ruckus ran around the right flank. My goal was to just start flanking his shit with Ruckus and have the K-Pack kind of hold his monster back. What I started to do early on the right side, this is probably the best thing I do in this whole game. for the record, is I start to zone his Shrieking Horror. The Shrieking Horror does a lot of damage, but it's based on the general's leadership, and it's also based on the fact that he has to get close enough to do the damage. So what I do is I basically give him no spot on the right side that he could go to without being charged if he wants to get close enough to yell at me. That's what my goal is. All right. Savages are moving up just slightly, threatening the middle. I want him to be scared to move forward, which I think it does a good job. Just looking at a giant brick of Savage Orcs. And then I got my Green Guard and the BGKs kind of moving up close. My goal with the BGKs right now is to take out the dogs. That's it. Just take out the dogs. Start doing wounds onto the wraiths as they go. All right. Magic. Got these beautiful cards from the Wicked GT. Got 6 on the Flux. Got looks like 8 dice. Go ahead and I do a Hand of Heaven. Get the double 6s on the roll off. Or I'm sorry, I ended up getting it. He lets it go through. I'm going to do the Hand of Heaven onto his Vampire Knights. I roll the number of hits. I roll 6 plus 1, 7. And how much strength? 6 plus 1, 7. 7 strength, 7 fucking hits. Boom! I end up killing 2 of the knights. Now, for the record, those 2 knights have 2 wounds apiece, so I did 4 wounds out of 7. He did make a couple armor saves, but that was a great start. Great fucking start. I'm like, holy shit, didn't expect it to go that well. I go ahead and I used the rest of the magic. I used Pyroflow and Fireball or whatever else I had to try to kill his dogs. What ended up happening was I ended up thinking I have to use the BGKs to kill the dogs. I did. I used the BGKs to finish off the dogs. So the points for me are a little bit messed up because Baxter and the BGK points are kind of pushed in together into one because I don't really recognize who's doing what. So let's start off turn 1. Vampire Coven. Jennings. O'Brien Jennings. Turn number 1. He doesn't do any charges. He moves his Shrieking Horror off to the right, and look how far back it is. It's not going to do anything back there this turn. Can't yell at me. Got to get closer. And basically, he's trying to also zone me. On the left side, his character comes out of the unit, ignores my Grotlings, and starts heading towards Koopa. I think he actually might have tried a long charge into Koopa and failed it. That's kind of what it looks like. I don't really know. Now, his Wraiths start going towards my Boar Boys. His Wraiths, he figures, is the best chance to kill my Boar Boys. They are AP 10. I think he even forgot they were AP 10 until he actually gets a move off. Over in the center, he basically doesn't want to move his Dragon too close because he's afraid of getting charged by everything. And basically, that's how it looks. Magic, he gets a 6 on the Flux, goes ahead and... so he moves, he Dance Macabres the Wraiths. He gets it off. I let it go. I say I gotta stop the next one, okay? He gets it off. He does a couple wounds onto my Boar Boys. Then he does a Raven's Wing. And I try to stop it, and I roll shit on my dice, and he does it again. I think he went through the Grotlings the first time, killed off one Grotling. He goes through the second time with the Raven's Wing, which I try to stop, failed to stop it, and he goes through the Boar Boys, and he burns off 3 Boar Boys. Okay. Alright. Now, one thing he wasn't thinking about here was my turn. Turn 2! Orcs and Goblins. So, as you can see, he put himself in a spot where he's not going to get charged. And I take it back. He didn't kill 3 Boar Boys. He killed, looks like 5 or 6 Boar Boys. 6. Holy shit. Holy shit. So that basically neuters that unit. That unit cannot do shit this round, or the rest of the game, really, because only 3 is going to get killed by his fucking Vampire Knights. Only 3 is going to get whatever. So I go ahead and I charge Koopa into this guy. Now, the reason I charge Koopa into this guy is 2 things. Number 1, the guy only has 3 wounds, and he only has a 1-up armor, or 2-up. I think it's a 1-up armor. But Koopa has the AP 10 weapon. He has the Shield Breaker. Okay, so if I could get 3 wounds off on this motherfucker, I can kill him. The problem is this motherfucker has the Reaper's Harvest. Okay, so the Reaper's Harvest is going to kill me, but it won't kill all 8 wounds of Koopa in 1 round. It'll kill him in at least 2 rounds. So I have a fucking chance to just pop this guy. If I could kill him, Koopa could hit those Vampire Knights, kill those Vampire Knights, no problem. Or he could go to the right and even if I hit him with that, I could just move the Grotlings up into his way and then just start going to the right and start killing like zombies and bats and shit. So I feel Koopa's in a good spot as long as it's a gamble. And my goal was to see, can I do this? Can I actually beat this motherfucker? Okay, Koopa gets in. Boom! Like so. Now I go ahead and I move my Grotlings up like I promised. What he didn't expect with the Wraiths was for my Goblins just to turn and face him, and I'm going to unload as much pyro and shooting into those Wraiths as humanly possible. All right, as goblinly possible. Over on the right, I am still zoning his Shrieking Horror with Zod, Ruckus, and the K-Pack. If he wants to move closer to yell at anybody he wants to, he can, but he is not out of any charge arcs. Every charge arc is covered. Every angle's covered. Even if he flies over, I'm good. All right, on the center, I'm still trying to hold on to baiting his guys to come forward with the trolls and the Savage Orcs. On the left flank, as long as Koopa holds, I think I'm fine. There's nothing on the left flank really threatening the flank of the Savages, so the Savages are kind of fine in the position they are. I really just got to get rid of his Wraiths and his Shrieking Horror to help the flanks. All right. Magic! Don't know what I got on the flux, but I go ahead and I get flaming swords. He's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Get the flaming swords off. Go ahead and I do a pyro flow. He tries to stop it, and I get lucky this time, and I just start burning. Look at this, 3, 6, 9 of his fucking wraiths. He ends up making a couple ward saves, but there's only like 2 guys left, and with the flaming swords, I just destroyed that unit one turn. Holy, he was like, oh my god, I did not even realize how many shots those motherfuckers have. And now I was like, yep. Koopa! Now Koopa, I go ahead and I swing. I get 1 wound. 1 wound off. 1. Come on, Koopa, you fat bastard. I think I missed 3 hits and I only got 2 hits in. And so he goes off and he gets like fucking 5 wounds. Yeah, he's hitting me on 2s, wounding me on 2s. He just gets 5. God damn it. God damn it. Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. Koopa's not gonna hold on this turn. It's gonna start off turn 2. Vampire Counts. Vampire Counts turn 2. He got a 3 on the flux. I'm trying to see what he did on his movement real quick, but I don't have a picture of it. He looks like he charged my Grotlings here, which that's obvious. I don't think he did much moving on the right side. Magic doesn't even show what he really did in Magic. He kills Koopa. We expected that, to be fair. I lost my Hand of Heaven. I started thinking about that. Just should have kept Hand of Heavening this guy. He would have died eventually. You know what I mean? But and then he also healed the wound in his magic phase. So he healed a couple knights back up. That's what he did. He healed. Son of a bitch. Turn 3. Orcs and Goblins. Now you can see on this side. What he did was he chaffed my K-Pack so he could try to move his Shrieker closer. When he went to go do the Shriek onto Ruckus, he ended up whiffing and only doing 2 wounds. So now Ruckus is going to charge in. I don't think he can stand a Shriek, but he can Shriek in the combat. But all it does is piss off Ruckus more. All right. I tried to charge my general into the skeletons in the back. I think that's what I did. Or I was planning on charging these dogs. I don't think I think I was going to charge these dogs right here, just to the right of me. And I decided the K-Pack's plenty. So Ruckus is going in, K-Pack's going in, and my general doesn't do shit. Boom, boom. And what I ended up doing was just splitting off the general and the other orc chariot because I realized I don't even need a unit because he has no real magic that's going to damage both. All right. Magic got an 8 on the flux. Don't even have what I did in Magic. I think I tried to do Enveloping Embers and he stopped it. But over here, as you can see, Ruckus only took 1 wound. Ruckus. Oh man, Ruckus went in, just started swinging. I think I did like 3 or 4 wounds or something like that, and he only did 1 wound back. And once that happened, he just got popped. Ruckus faces this way, looking at the skeletons, looking at the flank of the ghosts and stuff. And Ruckus doesn't give a fuck. You want to charge some skeletons in? Please be my guest. Please be my guest, because he's gonna charge in, maybe do about 2 wounds, maybe. And Ruckus is gonna just have a field day on those skeletons. Ruckus. So he's contemplating what to do on this right side here. Over here, you could see I go ahead and I shot the shit out of his bats. He was trying to move the bats closer to cause, I don't even know what he did, but basically I almost popped the unit. I was just trying to get rid of the chaff here, but it didn't do me that good. Turn 3, he charges this guy over here all the way towards the BGKs. I am going to stand and shoot because it's a pretty far charge. I think he needs like a 10 or 11 to get to them. But he fails. He never gets there. The Vampire Knights, since they brought their two boys back, are getting a little bit more ballsy, moving towards my Orcs. My Orcs have been kind of just playing this like chicken game right now. My Savage Orcs are being threatened by the flank of his giant. I was gonna say Eagle Man, but his giant zombie dragon, and he ends up chaffing my trolls. Now I moved my trolls up because I wanted to charge into his giant skeleton brick back there or something, because he doesn't really have much left in the back to protect his flanks. All right. I ranked up my goblins with the bows because they weren't shooting shit, and I started going towards the objective on the right. I think that's kind of why I decided to stop, not charge Razad, so that way I have more space. Ooh, I got a new drink here, and I'm going to take it because my lips are getting dry. He actually, I think this is magic. I think magic. He moved his dragon behind me, so it's not even in range of anything dangerous, more or less. And yeah, that's kind of what happened. I think that's it. Turn four, Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins turn four, Trolls charge in. He did use his Relentless Banner to go right here next to the skeletons. Not really too sure why he decided to do this way. I think he was trying to avoid getting combo charge back there, maybe. I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to chaff here. But he uses Relentless Banner to go here. I charged just Ruckus in. I was about to charge the K-Pack in, and I said, why? Ruckus in the flank? Ruckus is gonna have a field day, man. He has 5 wounds remaining on Rucky. So I was just like, fuck it, Ruckus, just go knock their asses out. And he was like, Ruckus. Alright. It's like a fucking Pokemon. Just says his name. Alright. So I moved the K-Pack this way. I'm not entirely sure why I moved him this way. Was I protecting the rear? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Why didn't I move the K-Pack the other way? But you can see my General and the Orc Chariot are facing this way. My Savages turn around because everything behind me is way too far. And Ruckus is going to be fine over there on this side. I did not move the Goblins up. I should have moved the Goblins up to try to grab the objective, but I think I just try to leave myself clear paths to charge the K-Pack out and whatever else. My Forest Goblins, my BGKs just moved to the flank of his big old birdie, his Eagle Man. And my Boar Boys moved to the edge of the table away from the objective, and that's how it looks. Magic, get a 2 on the flux. Go ahead and do a Pyro Flow. Do 1 wound onto this guy. It was enough to scare him from trying to stay over here. Ruckus! Ruckus is just pummeling these fucking skeletons. My brother walked by at this game, and he was just like, what's going on over here? Ruckus is just fucking up those skeletons by himself. I'm like, yep. He did do a wound onto Ruckus. Ruckus doesn't give a flying fuck. And Ruckus just literally pummels this unit. Look at them. There's only 4 guys left. Holy shit. Did I get a 6 on Thunderstomp? What the fuck happened, man? Oh my god. Crumble is real. The crumble is real. Turn 4. Turn 4, like I said, I'm at the table edge. He charges his Vampire Knights here. He fails this charge. He rechaffs the trolls with his phantom hose, and his general just decides to fly behind my general. Now, the good news about my general, the K-Pack, my chariot, they're all very mobile and could just walk away. They could all just walk away, right? And that's what I plan on doing. But my whole goal right now is just to continue shooting them, get some flaming swords off, try to shoot them, try to just pick wounds, and pick wounds out in his general. The other guy in the forest, the problem is the objective is in a forest. It's in a fucking forest. So if I go in the forest to grab with the Savage Orcs, I am not going to be steadfast, and that is a very scary spot to be in. Okay, he ends up putting Whispers of the Veil here, and what he ends up doing is he ends up just burning me with his breath attack, hoping to break my morale on my chariots there. Did not work. Alright. Over here, Ruckus finishes off the last of the skeletons. He turns this way, and he's going to find a new target to just pummel on. And I'm going to go ahead and do the Wog on my turn. I go ahead and I do the Wog, charge into his Phantom Hose here. This is honestly why I used the Wog. He was planning on the fact that since he moved so close, I could not get out of his reach at 14 inches. So what he didn't expect was me to go at 16 inches. So I go ahead and I use the Wog to gain a couple inches. I move the Boar Boys onto the objective over on this side. Okay? The Ruckus gets all the way over to the big brick of 40 skeletons back there. They are behind the hill, but the way Ruckus was, he could see the back ass of them. So as long as I could see the ass of them, I could go to the front of them. And then my K-Pack, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just moving it out of the way. I try to march my goblins towards the objective on that side. I think I just got on top of it. I think I do. It's going to go here. I'm going to shoot into his... Yeah, I'm just going to shoot into his big old eagle lord here. I know I keep calling it eagle. I know it's a vampire dragon. I'm just saying. All right, I got 3 on the flux. Go ahead and I try to do a flaming sword on these guys. He lets it go through. Over here, Ruckus just kills off a bunch of his fucking skeletons. Having a field day with Ruckus. He is just pummeling. I am enjoying Ruckus this game. Ruckus is just like, skeletons. I've never seen a giant do this. Like every time I play my goddamn giant, one of the first games I played, I got stuck on a damn bird. You know what I mean? Or I get stuck on knights or something like this. So for Ruckus to actually get into a unit of skeletons, this is just glorious. Glorious for Ruckus. Alright. Trolls beat up with some of the Spirit Hose. He does have a 3-up ward against non-magical, but I do win combat res quite handsomely. It's going to start off turn 5 for the Vampire Coven. He charges here, causes a terror check, and I fail it. The Goblins will run off the objective. So I don't grab this objective. He redirects and charges both units into my Savage Orcs. Gets it. Magic gets 2 on the flux. Don't know what he did here, but basically what ends up happening is it looks like he just healed his general. I challenge out. He does a couple wounds. I'm holding steadfast. Nothing happens there, honestly. Over here, the trolls don't finish off the last wound he has left on the Phantom Hose, on the Spirit Hoe. And then Ruckus just kind of destroys some more skeletons, but doesn't do enough. And honestly, this is the last picture of the game. On the other side, I landed on the token with my Boar Boys, but I couldn't pick it up. He argued that he would be able to charge me on the next turn. So we basically said that was that for that objective. It was going to be a tie objective based on that. Besides that, yeah, I just didn't have enough turn. I think I need one more turn. Like I said, I held steadfast, and the only reason he charged into my savages to begin with was the fact that we knew we were running out of time. He wouldn't have charged this charge right here if we had enough time for one more turn, because then his general would just pop with my general charging in or whatever, you know. So besides that, he was just hoping for a fail steadfast roll. It was a closer game than I thought. I am extremely, extremely proud of Ruckus, but Ruckus did not, even though he killed 2 units and a half or something like that, he did not get my top billing in points and damage. That actually goes to Baxter the Pyromaniac. Baxter killed, let's see, Baxter killed some dogs. He helped kill the bats, the wraiths, and actually helped put a wound on to the general. So overall, Baxter got the most points. Ruckus killed actual units, though. So honestly, Ruckus is getting my MVP this round. I know I haven't done MVPs in a long time, and it's kind of weird just to bring it back. My Savages ended up doing not much. They maybe got a wound off on his general, and then Zod didn't do shit except for quarterback. The Green Guard did nothing but run off a damn objective. The Boar Boys did nothing but run off objective, and the Grotlings just died. The Orc Chariot did nothing. So really, the points came from Baxter, K-Pack, Koopa, the BGKs, Ruckus, and the Trolls. The end score was a 12-8 for Team Shyhammer. Basically, I did win. I did win a small amount of points. Let's see what the difference was. The difference was 800 points, actually. 828. For me, he only really killed a couple things of mine. He killed Koopa, which was the majority of it, and the Grotlings. I think that's legit it. I honestly believe that's it. It was just Koopa and the Grotlings he killed. Holy shit. Besides that, yeah, it's a small win for me. The next game I actually end up going against Neil. Now Neil is on a streak right now. Neil is on a murderous rampage. To be fair, let's see pairings. round 3, and I think round 3 is the match I was talking about. My brother ended up matching against. I'm looking for him. Oh, against Joel Flint, the guy that we drove to the game with. Jesse's like, I don't want to play Joel. I don't want to play Joel. Joel helped me make my list. Joel knows how to beat me. Joel knows how to beat me. And he keeps on saying this over and over and over again. He's like, I don't want to play Joel. I'm like, I look at my brother. I go, man, you want to play Neil? Because I'll switch with you. You can play Neil and I can play Joel. Because I don't want to play Neil. Oh man, Neil has been on my team Mexico for the last 5 years. Neil is one of the best players I know. You guys could kind of get where this goes in the next game. Anyways, guys, besides that, hope you guys enjoyed this game. It was real fun to play against O'Brien Jennings. Like I said, I haven't played him before. I'm just gonna assume I haven't played him before. I actually, like I said, this game I kind of see some things I could have done different. It's always kind of interesting to see the hindsight of it. But overall, like I was testing Koopa on that guy. If not, I would have just kind of held Koopa back and just kept trying to do Hand of Heavens. Hopefully put some more wounds on this guy before I charged in. It would have been a different game. It would have been a different game if I didn't charge Koopa. Besides that, I think the right side was doing great. And honestly, I would have loved to have one more turn in this game. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this. And I enjoy making it. Until next time, take care and peace.
All right. This is out of order here, all right? But O'Brien, what do you think of our game that we had yesterday?
Unfortunately, I'm already trying to remember it.
Yeah.
It was good. It was tight. Like, it was cagey trying to get the right charges and matchups. Like, it wasn't easy for either of us. The big highlight for me was Koopa. Just coming in and just getting absolutely dusted.
Earlier I did
dusted.
I did 3/6s with Koopa, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
I know.
He needed one on his game.
So that was the point swing for me. But yeah, it was a really fun game.
Yeah,
for sure. A tough list. I love your list.
Thanks, man. Well, it's the last time I'm gonna play this list.
Oh, because the whole book.
They just changed the whole book.
Straight change it. No.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, it was good to play you.
Good playing you, brother.
I've never played you before. I'm pretty sure I never.
Okay, I believe you. You do take pictures and record it.
I know, but like I've played a lot of people. Man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So. Oh, okay. Sigborn's gonna give me a correct answer here. Thanks, Brian.
Hey, be good, man.
Peace.